Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lovely Ray, and today is another life lessons. Today's life lessons is going to hit home for a lot of people of color in the U.S. and with the police in America. And I was raised and born in America, and I can tell you I've had not too many experiences with them personally that were negative. However, I've had an experience with other people who were negative, and I have had an experience with my husband. One day we were out and about. We were in a different side of town, a predominantly white, affluent side of town, and we got pulled over for dumb reasons.
You're good. What agency are you with?
I'm the state attorney.
Okay. Alright. Thank you. Your tag didn't come back. Never seen that before. I'm sorry? Yeah. We're good now.
So it was...
We ran the tag. I've never seen it before. A Florida tag. It's never come back to anything before. So that's the reason for the stop.
What was the tag run for?
I'm sorry?
What was the tag run for?
Oh, we run tags all the time, whether it's at traffic lights and that sort of stuff. That's how we figure out if, cars are stolen and that sort of thing.
Bruh.
Also, the windows were really dark. I don't have a tint measure, but that's another reason for the stop.
Do you guys have cards on you?
Yeah.
Not even a reason, to be honest. We didn't get a reason, and I know people are thinking, like, of course you got pulled over for a reason. No, we really didn't. But long story short, the police went around the car and took a look in with his flashlight, and he saw that we had a hatchet in the back seat under the driver's seat, and it was like tucked under. And the reason why we had it in there is because we went camping or whatever, and we just left it in there and forgot about it. So long story short, he was asking my husband, why do you guys have a hatchet? That seems weird that you guys have a hatchet, and you're not in your city, and why are you out here with the hatchet? Like, we're with our daughter, and as a family unit, we're gonna go cause trouble in another city with a hatchet. Most of America is armed, by the way, so bringing a hatchet to a gunfight is pretty stupid. Yeah, he was vehemently concerned, as he put it, about us having a hatchet and why we would have it in our car. And he asked to search our car, and I was scared, I'm not gonna lie, because we're in a different city. This guy obviously pulled us over for no reason, because one thing that we don't do is, ask the police, well, why'd you pull us over, or this or that, because honestly, when you ask an officer, well, why'd you pull me over, it doesn't end well. And unfortunately, when your skin is melanated, you don't have the privilege of always knowing why they can pull you over for whatever reason they want. They can make a reason up, to be honest. They can come around and kick your tail light out and say, well, your tail light's out. And, it's your word against theirs, and we don't know how that plays out.
I tried to pull over.
For almost a quarter mile.
Yo, fam, I turned
Put your
into...
phone down. Give me your license and registration, sir.
This is crazy.
Put your phone down. Give me your
I'm putting my phone down.
Put your phone down.
My phone's
Give
not
me your
even in...
license registration.
My phone's not even in my hand.
Pull down your window.
My window's down right now.
Pull down your window.
Man, I'm getting my
Sir,
license for you.
Pull down your
My
window.
window is
It's gonna go
down.
two ways. It's gonna go bad to real bad.
What's
Pull
bad?
down your window.
Sir, here you
Pull
go.
down your window now.
Sir, for
Pull
what?
down your window for my safety and your safety. Pull down your window.
My window's
I'm
down.
about to pull you out the car, man. Pull out your window.
For what?
Pull down your window.
Sir, you about to kill me right now?
Pull down your window.
Sir, here you go. My window's down.
Registration as well.
I don't
Fail
have
to
my
provide registration.
I don't
Won't be
have it.
arrestable offense.
I don't have it.
Give me your registration.
I don't have it.
All right, step out the vehicle for me.
Sir, do I have to, what do I have to
Step out the car.
Sir, I'm afraid right now.
You're
I don't
afraid?
yes.
Step out the car. I'm gonna
Yes.
pull you out the car. Step
For
out
what?
the car.
You gonna pull me out the car
Step
for
out
what?
the car.
Sir, what did I do?
Step out the car. Dude, I'm telling you, this is gonna go bad.
Dude,
Step out the car.
I'm at work right now. I have a pizza in the
I
back
don't
seat.
care. Step out the
What
car.
do you mean you don't care?
Step out the car. You open the door.
Sir, I'm not
Open the
doing
door.
anything wrong.
Dude, open the door. You failed to stop. Open the door.
I turned right here.
Open the door now.
So we were on the
Open
highway.
the door.
Sir, I'm not going to move out the
Telling
car.
you, get out the car, dude.
You're pulling a gun on me?
Get out the car. Get out the car.
Sir, can you call
Get
for
out
backup?
the car. I got backup. Get
Sir,
out the car,
can you
dude.
call for backup?
Dude, get out
I
the car.
haven't done anything
Get out
wrong.
the car.
Hey, sir, get out the car.
Why are y'all doing this to me?
Get out the
Sir,
car.
you're
Stop.
reaching in my
Get
car.
out the car.
You're trying,
Get out
what
the
is
car.
going on here?
Get out the car.
Sir, what are you doing?
Get out the car.
Sir,
Get out the car.
Stop rolling the window up.
what am I, can you
Stop
tell me what I've
Roll
done?
the window down.
Can you tell me what I've done?
Roll the window down.
Can you tell me what I've done?
We're gonna let you know, but we already told you to get out
Sir,
the car.
but can you tell me, I'm at, hold up.
Get out the car.
So we didn't ask him necessarily why he pulled us over or this or that, but long story short, the hatchet became an issue, so I was scared. And my husband was like, well, you cannot search our car. My husband knows his rights. And that's one thing I would have to say that you have to be on top of while being a melanated person in America. You have to know your rights, but you still have to say them in a respectful manner. Now, he didn't say, no, you can't search my car and da-da-da. No, he just said, no, you do not have permission to search my car.
Oh, and I know it's an individual, not every cop is up, but when I hear something up happen to a cop, I be like, he probably had it coming. Cause the motherfuckers like you. Good cops get up raps because of people like you. You came to the car with your gun out. For what? Do you have no conscience of, you don't see what the going on TV? But you don't give a right? Cause I just would have been another dead black, right? And you just would have went about your business, right? You just would have been like, oh, a mistake happened, right? You'd have been there to just wake up the next day, not lose a drop of fucking sleep. But I'd have had 3 fucking kids. 3 kids with no dad.
And, you know, the police officer was, well, I'm very concerned about your hatchet, da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, well, you're not searching my car. You can call for a search dog and he can sniff around the car. And then if you have a reason to come in, yeah, but I'm not giving you permission. And that is because it is our personal property. He really doesn't have any other reason outside of him seeing a hatchet in our car. People carry guns in their cars. People carry guns on their person. People keep a gun in their glove box, and so on and so forth. So for him to get upset about a hatchet being in the back seat where we can't even access it, underneath a seat where he could barely see it, because to be honest, he was looking pretty hard to be able to see it kind of peeking through under the driver's seat in the first place. So for him to say that he was concerned in the first place, it's pretty obvious. So, but the point of the story is my husband knew his rights. Number one, if you're melanated in America and you get stopped, know your rights. And be cordial, be courteous, don't use profanity. And a lot of the times, this has helped many of us. In some instances, people, it doesn't help them at all. And there's always going to be that case where being cordial, knowing your rights, compliance still doesn't get you your desired result.
The case sparking outrage. 2 Georgia police officers fired after video surfaced on social media showing them punching and kicking a man in the head who's handcuffed on the ground.
That major outrage this morning after a behavioral therapist was shot by an officer after he held his hands in the air, lying on the ground, his patient with autism sitting right nearby.
But it does help. It does help not to provoke. It does help not to elevate your voice. And I know a lot of people misconstrue melanated people's voices as being aggressive when they're not, as yelling when they're not. I mean, I've been called aggressive or angry or condescending sometimes when I really wasn't. I was just simply stating facts or simply expressing myself in a normal way. I know it doesn't always help. I know it doesn't always bode well to follow these little tricks, but at the end of the day, it will help most of the time. Try to have at all times your driver's license on you. Try to always have at all times your registration on you, so on and so forth. Sometimes you will get let off, and sometimes, you know, things can be made a big deal. But one key thing is to remain calm. Try to keep your voice lower than you normally would have it. Try not to sound emotional at all, whether it's aggravated, whether it's sad, whether it's annoyed, whether it's condescending, even though I don't know how you can sound condescending. But again, try to keep an even keel, monotone voice, which my husband did very well. The cop had asked me, you know, what was my issue. He was asking me why we were out, why we were there in that neighborhood. And, you know, we were just simply telling them we just went to the store, we went shopping, we're coming back, we're leaving, we're going back to our area. And, you know, people need to realize that there are zones, there are zip codes for a reason. And for the most part, if you're not in your zip code, if you're not in your zone, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie with Justin Timberlake and Dakota Fanning, where you had to have access to these different zones, and these people had more money the further up their zones were. Well, that's our zip code. And when you were found to be out of place, it was very obvious. So that was kind of the situation with us. We weren't obviously out of our zone because it wasn't that big of an affluent city. I mean, it wasn't like all millionaires around us, but when they run your plates, they see where your zip code is, and they see you're not in your zip code. So that automatically gives them a reason to suspect you for whatever reason. Why are you in this area? You have no business here. Well, they forget there's shops, there's parks, there's all kinds of things. We do have a freedom to commerce. Supposedly, we do have a freedom to travel, and we should have. And once you step out of your zip code, you are running a risk simply of being pulled over for whatever reason you still don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh no. Keep alert when you go to different zip codes. Keep alert when you are out at night. We were out at night. We let the sun set on us. Being out at night, being a different zip code at night is never a good recipe. For those of you who don't think this is a thing, it is a thing, regardless of shade and complexion. My husband is a darker skinned man and I'm a lighter skinned woman. And it happens to all of us. But for the most part, we can say where we live, we haven't had any run-ins with police that are negative. We still get to go free, and we still get to go and do our business. And we do attribute it to the way that we handle this situation. And like I said, it's not always going to be foolproof, because there are going to be some people out there who just assume and think and know that you're up to no good, or you're having a bad day, and it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter how even keel monotone your voice is. You're going to still suffer the consequences of whatever day they're having, or whatever attitude they're having, or whatever racism they're not combating. But I hope this helps. I hope some of you guys who, you know, I know it's frustrating, I know it's upsetting, and I know, you know, it feels that way, but please come home and vent. Please come home and get upset. Please come home and say all the nasty things you want to say, all the rightly nasty things you want to say, all the justified things you want to say, all the things that made you upset about the situation, because it's not right a lot of the times when you're pulled over, especially for no reason, and when you're not even given a reason. But at the end of the day, go home, because the fight of you being wronged, it ends when we don't do even more to preserve our life, because that's just what it is. We don't have a right in America to get an attitude. We don't have a right to talk back. You know, just know what your rights are and simply state some of the things you will not allow in a nice monotone voice. But at the end of the day, come home, and that way you can live to see another day, and you can live to see your family. I hope this helps for, like I said, some of you out there who don't even think that this is an issue, for some of you who don't believe that there's anything you can do. Don't be scared. Don't get into your emotions. I'm a very emotional person, so I've been pulled over before and flat out cried because I was so scared, and I'm serious. And I've had police who are absolutely wonderful and absolutely amazing to me. Know your situation, assess your situation, know your rights. Keep in mind your voice, and keep in mind to keep it low, audible but low, and keep it as emotion free as possible. Things get escalated, like I said. I hope this helps. If it doesn't, not everything's foolproof. If you like this video, please like, share, or subscribe. Until then, see you again next time. Take care.